Hello everyone, photographer Andredesignz here with a new YouTube video, and today we'll be retouching this image that you see on my screen, obviously. Alright, so this image was shot in my studio. What we have on the floor right here is a plyboard, and I don't really like the flooring, so I rather use a plyboard. But yeah, I don't normally do full body shots in my studio, so yeah, but I felt like doing it the day I did the shoot. Quickly, let me just tell you what camera I was using. I was using the Sony A7 III. I was using my favorite lens, 28 to 75mm lens. I was shooting at 8 f8 because I want the entire image to be in focus. And my shutter speed was 1/160th of a second. ISO was at 200 because I wanted to have more of the white background, so I bumped my ISO up. So the first thing I'm going to do is to crop this image because I always like to crop my images. So I go to the crop tool, and then I'm going to select the 4:5 ratio, and then I'm just going to pull this down to where I want it. So I want it right there, but this image is too close. I am going to I'm going to press enter, and then I want to add, I want it to be a little more I want it to be longer than this. I don't want it to be so short, so I'm just going to go back to the crop tool. I'm just going to bring it up, so I want it to be like right there. Good. Alright, so now we have white at the sides. That's totally fine because I'm going to stretch the image. So to stretch the image, I'm going to come over here to the marked key tool, and then I'm just going to make a selection. While the selection is selected, I'm just going to Control T, and then I'm going to right click and go to distort and just pull this out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull it way out because I want to get rid of the, you know what, I think I'm going to, hold on, I'm going to get more of the image inside that small part. Control T. I'm just gonna distort it just like that. Good. Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing for this side. I'm just gonna make a selection. I'm gonna make a wide selection because I don't want it to look like it was dragged out. So Control T and just drag it. Don't want to drag too much, just to right there. Good. Alright, perfect. So now we have the flooring. So let me just see if it's leveled. So it's not 100%. It's not a leveled, but I mean both sides are leveled, so I think I can work with that. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is to, let me just move this up. Good. If you notice, the image looks, you know what, I think I want to pull some more here as well. I'm gonna move this image. I'm gonna create a duplicate. Just gonna move it up. I think I want it to be like right there. Yeah, I think right there should be good. Just going to select both images, create a copy, and then I'm just going to mix. I'm gonna use the clone stamp tool and fix down there. Let me just zoom this up a little bit. Good. So I'm gonna get the clone stamp tool. Where is it? You could press S on your keyboard and put this at, well, I'm gonna leave it at 85%. Then I'm gonna sample and just paint. Sometimes you want to get the brush a little bit smaller. Alright, so gonna paint out the shoes. Alright, I think I'm gonna use the patch tool now and just, I'm just gonna press P for the patch tool and just make this selection right here. And just move it up. Yeah, so that fixed it real fast. This little part right here. Alright, good. So I fixed the flooring. The next step now is to well, you know what, let me just clean up the background a little bit. I could cut out the entire image just to ensure that I have a clean white backdrop. Well, this is a wall actually, but I'm not going to go through the trouble of removing the entire background. That's a lot of work. So I'm just going to make some adjustments here. Alright, so that looks good. Let me just zoom out. And then for some reason here, this part of the image doesn't look blended, so I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. Perfect. So this looks good. Alright, so if you notice, the image looks yellow because it wasn't well, I didn't do a white balance while shooting. Alright, I didn't do the white balance while shooting. I think it was on 55 Kelvin or Kelvin. So I'm gonna adjust that. I'm gonna adjust the temperature. So I'm gonna create a new layer. Control Shift A to get camera raw, or you can just go to filter and then camera raw. And then I'm gonna play at the temperature. I'm just gonna bring it down because I want it to have a little blue in it. So let's look at the before and after for that. So this is the before, this is after. So this looks more natural to me. So I'm good with that. So I'm gonna press OK. And now I'm gonna do frequency separation. You can download the frequency separation action by using the link in the description. Take you to my website and you can just download it there. There are videos on the website also that shows you how to install it if you do not know how to install it. Or you can just double click on the action when you download it and it automatically comes into Photoshop. If you want it to look like a button, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to keep my radius at 6.4. That's the default option. If you want to turn it into a brush, you come here. Well, not a brush. If you want to turn it into a button, you come here and you press the button right there. Good. Alright, so I'm just going to zoom the image up. I'm going to start with the model's I'm going to start with the model's leg. I'm going to first clean up these things. I'm going to go up to the high layer and then just remove some of these. Alright, it's best if you're going to be using the patch tool, it's best to clean up the image using a layer instead of the frequency separation, because you'll have to do two adjustments when you're removing things. Like for example, I just remove this blemish here using the high layer, but it did not move. But if I come down to the low layer and move it, it will go away. So you'd have to make two adjustments each time. So it's best to always do your cleaning up on a layer by itself, and you should be good to go. Alright. So all I'm doing is to just remove blemishes, veins, and stuff like that. So I'm starting from the bottom and go to the top. Her eyes look weird, but it's still a good image. So I was using a 2-light setup, and the light that was coming from this direction was too bright. It was too close to the model, and I think it was at 1/4. So it has like a high the spot on the model's skin. You can see the light here is just really high. So yeah, you have to monitor those things when you're shooting. It's good to like shoot tethering if you're in studio, or when you take an image, you take out the memory card and put it in your computer and look at it to see what it looks like. Yeah, so because you don't want to do the entire shoot, and when you realize your images are not lit properly, and that's a problem, you have a lot of work to do in editing. As you can see, the jean shots right here, it's overexposed, but it's a simple fix, but it's overexposed. So all I'm doing now is to remove the blemishes from the skin. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so I'm just going to do frequency separation now. So I'm going to come down here. Well, I'm already doing the frequency separation, but I'm going to come down here and then use the mixer brush. The mixer brush is nested under this brush here, so you're going to hold down brush, and you see mixer brush. My mixer brush shortcut is M. So once I click M, the mixer brush will appear. You can select 2% for the flow, for the wet, sorry, And if there's a color here, for example, if there's a color there, all you have to do is to click this little brush here and then it will disappear. So let's get right to the brushing. So I'm just gonna brush in one direction, just going down. So right here you can see where there's a light, and right here as well. So I'm just brushing in that direction where the light is. And you have to be careful that you do not brush any section of the clothing when you're doing the skin. You want to do them separate. If you want to know what tablet I'm using for the retouching, you can check the link in the description as well. I have all the tools that I use is actually in the description. So if you guys want to know what I'm using for editing, for shooting, for everything, the link is in the description. Our links are in the description. She did her own makeup. She's actually a makeup artist as well. Alright, so for this eye, we notice that we don't have a lot of light. See, I need to fix right here. I'm going to use the patch tool. Patch tool is a powerful tool, trust me. So we don't have any light right here, so I'm going to fix that. I'm just going to add some light to it by I'm going to close this. I'm going to go here to the curves. You can also find curves down here, and you'll find curve here, right here. So I'm just going to brighten the image. See if I can get some light here. I'm going to select the white section right here and then Control I to invert. Actually, it's not doing anything. Control I. Oh, I was pressing Windows and not Control. So Control I. And then I'm going to get the brush. I'm going to press B on the keyboard for the brush. I'm at 51% for the flow. I'm just going to paint that. So now I add some light to the model's eye. You know what? I don't think I like this eye. I like this one. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can. Let me delete this. I'm gonna see if I can take this eye and put it over here. I'm gonna try some. Create a new layer. I'm just gonna make a selection using the lasso tool. So press L on the keyboard. I'm just gonna make a selection here. Should I just? You know what? I'm just gonna take the eye only. Control C, Control V, Control T. Let's move this over. I'm just gonna right click and horizontal. Is it horizontal I should be doing? I think so. I'm gonna go vertical now and see something. Oh no, that doesn't work. It's because this light right here, it's going to be super hard. Let me see, V. You know, it could work if I could just I'm gonna try something. I'm going to do, what do you call it, masking, and see if I could fix it. Let me see. So I have to make sure that I'm painting on black to get rid of anything that's there. Alright, so this looks weird. It could work from a distance, but it looks weird. I wonder if it looks weird because of what I did. Alright, so this eye, I'm just going to create a new layer. I'm going to remove the highlight from here because this highlight is not looking natural. I'm going to remove it. Alright. Okay, so let me zoom out now. This looks natural. I mean, it looks good to me. Let me look at the before and see. So that's the before, that's the after. It looks good. And the good thing about this image is that it's not going to be printed, and it's not going to be zoomed in or anything. What I'm going to do, I think I need another highlight. I'm going to create this. I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to put a highlight up here because one was there before. And then I'm just going to lower the opacity. Just like that. That looks good. You would never know that I did that. So, yeah. So, it looks a little bit fake when you zoom it in, but as I said before, this is only going to be posted on Instagram, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. But if it's going to be for any fashion gallery or anything like that, or it's going to be like a large print, I would not suggest doing that, but it looks natural to me. Alright, so the next step now is to color the image. Let me zoom up and see if there's anything else I need to remove from the face. No, it looks good. Alright, so I'm going to go back to camera raw again, create a new layer, and then camera raw, and then I'm going to press auto and see what this looks like. Alright, so I don't like what auto is doing, but I have an idea of what I could do because the image looks a bit washed out, so I'm just going to make some adjustments. So I'm going to come here to blacks. Just going to bring in a little black. Right, good. Then the highlight, I'm going to bring down the highlights a little bit like that. Shadows, I'm going to bring it up. Good. So let's look at the before and after so far. Alright, I'm going to come over here to the collaboration because that's my new thing. I always want to push some color or minus some color from the primary blue. That looks good. I like that. I'm going to come over here to the HSL option. I'm going to come to hue, and I'm going to play with the yellow because I want to get out some of the yellow from the image. That looks good. Don't think I need to do anything else. Let me just come back to this section and then dehaze it a little bit. That looks good. So you can see the before and after on the screen. So I'm going to press OK now. So I'm good with what I've just done. I'm going to do some dodge and burning now. But I'm going to use this new dodge and burn layer that I have here, or action that I have here. But I can do dodge and burn on the one action. So if you just download, you can download, once you go to the description, you can download the new actions as well. So yeah, so I'm going to do both dodge and burning on this. Alright, so I'm going to press B for the brush. My opacity is going to be at 1%. No, not the opacity, the flow. And then I'm going to be on the brush, a soft rounded brush. And I'm just going to, when you're on black, it's going to be for the dark areas. And when you're on white, you can just press X to toggle the foreground. And then when you're on white, it's going to be the highlighted areas. So it's that straightforward. It would be the same process if you were using the dodge and burn up here. Alright, so once you see white, I'm basically doing the light area, the highlighted area. I don't think I need to add anything on that side. Under the neck, I'm just going to add this one right there. Alright, so I'm going to do some more. I'm going to switch this now to black, and I'm going to do the shaded area. So basically I'm just making what's happening here. Alright, that looks good. Let's look at it before and after for the dodge and burning real quick. So before and after. If you look at the leg right here, you can see where it's highlighted. Before and after. Good. So that is it for the dodge and burning. Don't think I need to do anything else. I think I'm done. I think that is it for the image. This is one of the images I did as well in studio. I really love this one. This is really nice. This is another one, and it's the same process I went through to do them. Same process. So what I'm gonna do now is I don't think I need to do anything else. What I could do though is let me add some blue in the shadows as usual, because that's my signature look, and that's right there. And then that's it. Don't think I need to do anything else. All I'm gonna do now is to save it, and it's going to automatically update inside of Lightroom, right there. So that's the before, that's the after, that's the before, and that's the after. So that is it for the image. There's nothing else I need to do more than add my logo. I have action for my logo as well, so I'm just gonna put it right there, and then put it in black, and that's it. So thank you guys for watching. If you learned anything from this what do you call this video, you can give me a like, thumbs up, yeah, same thing. And I'm gonna leave this image for you guys to edit as well, but you cannot upload it to Instagram. You can only upload it to the group. So all you have to do is to go over to my Instagram page and click the link in my bio, and you'll see the raw file for this. You'll get the option to download the raw file. I'm going to name this image girl in jeans shorts, and you cannot upload it to Instagram. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.